Hey everybody, this is Tio from Art Geek Teaching, and today we are going to clean up the edges of this mixed media piece, and then we will actually go ahead and throw some resin on it. And so the first thing I did, you could see there, was put some blue tape on the edges all the way around, and now I'm just taking some black paint and putting just a little tiny vignette on. I had to do this again. In the last video you saw that I ruined one of the edges. This Cradled panel had issues to start with. It had rounded edges on it, and so that created some problems when I was trying to cut straight after I put the canvas on the panel. You don't have those kind of problems if you have a panel that is square on the top and doesn't have a rounded edge. So anyway, we put the vignette around, and now I'm just going to go ahead and mix up some resin. I'm using Art Resin today, and so Art Resin is 1:1. I mix it for 3 minutes. I believe that they suggest 5 ounces per square foot, and so this was a 16 by 20. It ended up being, I want to say it ended up being 11 ounces was what it called for. I went ahead and mixed up 12. And anytime you do that, if you mix up a little bit extra, it gives the resin an opportunity to make a bigger mess. It also, I do that often in countertops where or a fine art piece that I'm trying to do some specific effects, because it gives me more opportunity for flow and different things like that. But when you're just top coating a piece, it really, less is best. And if you have your tabletop level, then 5 ounces is definitely adequate. Sometimes I've gone even to 4 ounces. You just have to spend a little bit more time spreading it out. And here I'm just using a paint stick to spread it out. I didn't have my silicone tools here at school with me. This was after school, so I just wanted to leave it in there because the studio is not heated right now at night, and so I just decided to do this at school and leave it at school overnight where it's a consistent temperature. Okay, and one thing you want to make sure on if you are top coating a piece is to make sure that the corners and the edges have adequate resin on there. A lot of times the surface tension doesn't get broken and there's a little hole there, so just go around, make sure the surface tension is broken so that it has the opportunity to flow over. And again, if you're not using too much resin, it's not going to be a problem, but do break the surface tension, and then I usually pour a little bit in each corner and along the edges just to make sure we've got coverage there, because that is where it will usually be short. Okay, I'll wrap this up. I'll drop a box over the top of it to try to keep debris out, and we'll see it in the morning. All right, let's see what this thing looks like. Bubble, but some debris. This is about 14 hours later, so I'm gonna go ahead and take the tape off. I'm gonna get rid of that stuff. so I can clean up. That also tells me that my level wasn't as level as I thought either. These tables are really not the best. All right, I'm gonna get this stuff out of the way and we'll take a peek. There seems to be quite a bit of debris right up in here. And I got one bubble, which is unfortunate. That would have been an easy fix. Came up after I left, but it's not too bad. We'll probably just let it go. I'm going to go ahead and take all the tape off while it's still fairly wet, or not wet, but it's soft. It hasn't hardened all the way yet, so I'm going to do that. It'll be much easier for cleanup. I don't really want to put it down yet. See, these will just pop right off. Can get that tape off. The side tape will be a little bit harder. And I'll probably need 2 hands for that. But this stuff so far is good. So much easier if you tape it. And I used a little more resin than I normally would. Not much. It called for 11 ounces at 5 ounces per square foot. And I just put in 12 ounces, so had 1 extra ounce. But when you use more, it does give it more opportunity. Well, that combined with not being flat provides a lot more opportunity for that resin to make a mess, which it always will. All right, I'm going to just go ahead and take all the rest of these off, and I think we'll call it good. Let's just see what happens on the side here. I will say too that art resin is much better at this. I'm going to score along these. I think that'll be a better choice. I'm going to do this by hand, but I could, of course, do it what most people would consider properly, and that would be with a ruler. I'm going to do that. There is somewhat of a lip here, and so I'm hoping I can just stay along that lip. That is the goal. Some areas where it's a little thicker, might not be able to. Then that tape should come off there nice and neat. All right, let's see. If you don't take this off now, this is not going to come off later, so you really do have to get this off while it's still fairly not fully cured. If I can just get it started in one area here, I think we'll be fine. There we go. And I evidently missed my tape there. So this is a process. Whoops. So I'm just going to go ahead and take this off, and we'll go from there. Okay, I'm just going to show you one piece here. It just comes off pretty easy after you cut it. And I'll have some cleanup to do like this, because no matter how well you tape, resin is going to find its way underneath. But I'm just going to go ahead and take the rest of this off. Probably take about 10-15 minutes. Okay, so I just cleaned up the sides, and that's pretty much it. Here's a final look at it. All I have left to do is go ahead and put some wax on the sides, which I do in a different video. So that is it. Thank you for joining me. Have a good night.